Hello and welcome to TimeRide 2018 Back to the Future. TimeRide is a virtual reality show which can be seen in the Cologne Old Town, the Altstadt, which basically takes you on a virtual reality tour along the banks of the Rhine in the year 1910. You go along the banks of the Rhine, see it as it was then with a tram ride, and that takes you all the way from where we are now, this chocolate museum, which is then the old harbour, back to the old town. And so we're going to be actually ending where TimeRide is. Now, in fact, you can see a modern day tram, but there are no tram lines which otherwise run down this route. So let us begin. If you're wondering why you just see me in the middle of the picture, you can use your mouse or your finger if you're looking at mobile device to swivel around and see in any direction, up, down, left, right, back and forth, all directions if possible. This is a 360-degree video. Of course, ideal would be if you had virtual reality goggles, which you could wear, and then you have a very similar experience to TimeRide, where you can see around in all directions. I'm going to provide a bit of commentary over this video while we walk the journey which was covered by the tram back in 1910, the virtual reality tram that is. The technology I'm using, it's a Wonder 360 video camera mounted to a Flow Motion 1 gimbal. This is actually the second attempt I'm making of this video. The first one was with a lesser camera and on a day when it was very bright sunshine, which washed out a lot of the video. So this is my second attempt, and a much better one, I hope. So I'm going as close as I can to the original route of TimeRide, and holding the camera just above eyes height. And of course, Cologne has been through 2 world wars between 1910 and 2018. And we're a little over 100 years later, so a lot has happened in Cologne between the 2 dates. So occasionally people give you a strange look when you're walking around with a camera and a gimbal, but that's normal. They will look at me as a tourist. So at about this point on TimeRide, you will have seen a kind of pontoon bridge stretching across the Rhine, linking the south bank of the west bank of the River Rhine with the east bank. Now, the east bank was a very small town back then. There wasn't much there, and now it's a thriving part of the city. But that bridge, that pontoon bridge, was about here has been replaced by this very much sturdier looking Deutsche Bridge, Deutsche Brücke, we call it in German. To the left is the Maritime Hotel. Now the road on my left disappears into a tunnel at this point, making it a much more picturesque way between the houses and the river. Now this was still a road with tram lines back in 1910. So this is being recorded on the 22nd of October 2018. And to get closer to where the tram lines would have been, I'm now moving in slightly away from the river onto the grass. Now some of these buildings on the left you would have seen in TimeRide. So some of those buildings are still more or less as they were then. Remember that in the Second World War particularly, this area was heavily bombed. I was hoping it would actually not be a sunny day today. Because sunny days and 360-degree cameras do not work too well, so I'm going to try and get the camera out of the sun. The main rail bridge, and we're seeing forward to the right. To the left, the big church is St. Martin's, and the smallest pub in Cologne, and the narrowest. can see ahead some people on the sedgeway things. Maybe I should use those for this recording, I don't know. It would have maybe a little bit smoother, but the gimbal should make it smooth. The old town, this is a very popular area for tourists, lots of nice pubs, places to eat, and of course the Rhine on the right. So, this is where the journey turns, as in the original video, up this little road. The original video being the TimeRide's video, of course. So now, of course, there's an underground car park. Here, the entrance is on the right. And if you've seen the TimeRide exhibition, it's at this next crossing where the tram stops. There was some kind of accident they were pretending was there, forcing the tram to turn left instead of straight on as it would normally have done. Now, I can't simulate an accident, don't want to. Now, to the right, you will see the Cologne Cathedral. Magnificent cathedral, and I'm sure will be subject to another 360 video. So this is where the tram stopped for a little while and then turned left into this road. This is leading us to the ultimate, and we're nearing the end of our journey. So the tram turns around here. And along here, but due to the tables, we're going to go a little bit further back into the middle. As we approach the statue in the middle of Markt on the right, And on the left of that is TimeRide, which we're going to walk into. And that's where we end this video.